Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. From this day on, there's war. Without a word of warning, now, pathless enemies attacked our city in an act of infinite cowardice.
What?
Keep walking.
Malthus blessings. Lovely day, isn't it?
We always go to these my Dame Delina, and I fell for it. Well, seems the Grandmaster is crazy for you, so who am I to question him?
Saira, it's good to see you. So, are you ready? The Grandmaster said by tonight Skyrim should have deciphered the old maps. Fine. Truth be told, I don't mind that either. I have a bad feeling about all this. Alright then, let's wait until nightfall. Go on ahead, I'll follow.
Prophetess, there's good news. We were able to decipher the Starling's maps, and we now know where to find the City of 1,000 Floods. Sharon was just about to explain. Sharon?
Yes. I suppose you already know that Vin hasn't always been like it is now. In the time of the Pyreans, it was one big continent, which they called Pangora. Only the Starfall, in the era of Azataron's madness, split it apart. In other words, the Pyreans dominated the entire world as it was back then. It was a world empire. However, until recently, we always thought that the Empire's capital, the City of 1,000 Floods, was situated somewhere near where Kira is today. We were wrong about that. It was here, in Enderal.
Here?
Here, beneath our feet, to be precise.
Under Ark?
Yes. We don't know whether it was a coincidence that Malfa's vassals set the foundation of Ark here, out of all the places they could have. But they did. The heart of the Pyrean Empire was here, right where we stand. Only it's buried now. True, but there might be another way. Do you know the myth of the Black Guardian? The Endralians believe that there is some kind of demon deep down below the surface, and that you can even hear him scream if you just listen carefully. Rubbish, of course, but I think that these screams are the sound of wind. And if there's wind...
There are tunnels. So are you suggesting that the Undercity's cavern reaches that deep? Into the City of Floods?
into what is left of it. All we need to do is find an entrance point that can lead us down.
Then we leave without further delay. There's no point in leading an army down there, so the four of us will go alone. Prophetess, speak to the Archmagister and tell him to give you the word of the dead and the container for the Numenors. We will need both. He's at the beacon.
Shouldn't we at least think this through before we go?
Ready your equipment. We'll meet at the gate to the Undercity.
Please, not now. Go ask the guards if you can help defend this city.
Aren't you... never mind. How can I help you? He was. But he went to get something. Why don't you wait until he comes back? I have to admit that it's a great honor to finally meet you in person. You know, when all this started, when the Grand Master exalted you, I thought it was a sin, granting an Outlander what we have to fight so hard for. But now... phew! I think Malphas, or whoever sent you, that he did. We owe you a lot. Really. Oh, don't thank me. Say... may I ask you something? The beacon. Do you really think it'll work? I mean, I'm just a novice, but if it can really banish the High Ones, how come the Pyreans couldn't save themselves? I just don't understand. You know, I lost someone not too long ago. It was the Naramis, under the command of that butcher Korik. My family has a small farm near the coast, and when the first of the Naramis ships landed, I immediately rode to them to get them into the city, into safety. I'm sorry. This isn't easy. Our farm, it's on a small cliff near the farmer's coast, just a few miles from Ark. I already had a bad feeling when I set out. And then I saw the smoke. And then there was that smell. And the smell of burnt meat. It was everywhere. I rode faster and faster, and then when I got to the house, I saw that it was on fire, and that someone had put up 3 crosses, and they were burning too. My mother, my father, and my sister, they were still alive, you know? And I just stood there, and there was nothing I could do. Do you understand? Nothing. And it doesn't matter how I try to look at it. It all amounts to one thing. I was too weak. I was too late, and I was too weak. That wouldn't have happened to you, would it? You would have done something. You would have saved them. Just as you'll save us. If I could just be more like you, then Your flesh. Yes, that's it. All I need is a piece of your flesh, and nothing like that will ever happen again. Why? Is that so hard to understand? I don't want much, just a small piece of it. But you just don't want to share, isn't that it? You want it all for yourself. Because you're vain. And in all your damn vanity, you don't even see the futility of the whole thing. The beacon won't burn. It never will. Thousands have tried it before you. Thousands who are as arrogant as you are. And they all failed.
How did they say? Just let yourself fall.
Because the light will burn you. It will devour you. Until there's nothing left of you. Nothing but burnt flesh.
Nice and crisp. You're familiar with that, aren't you? Prophetess.
By Malthus, we need to stop them.
The sun. They were possessed. How is that possible? I thought the sigil stone protects us. Oh, of course. Wait. The damage is within acceptable limits. Nothing we shouldn't be able to repair. But wait, what is that noise? By the righteous path. You should see this.
What in blazes happened here? And what is that noise?
The Neremese. They are in the city. Their entire army.
What? No. This is impossible. This is impossible! And this? What's the meaning of this bloodbath?
I don't know, Grandmaster. The High Ones somehow were able to possess the Keepers. They tried to destroy the beacon and kill the Prodigy.
What? But the stone, we...
Grandmaster, you have to see this.
What? That the Neremese are in the city? I know that already.
No, we know how they did it. The true Chessa betrayed us.
Nonsense.
It's the truth. She and almost a third of the Keepers followed Bartar's example. Come, you should hear it for yourself. I ordered that the temple gates be closed right away and positioned archers on the battlements. At least for now, none of these Neremese bastards will enter the temple.
Well done.
There. She survived it. Open your eyes, traitor.
What? Hi, Grandmaster. I'm so sorry. It shouldn't have happened like that. Oh, my mouth is... What have I done?
Tell us what happened.
Of course, Grandmaster. I will. The Truchessa. She contacted Korak and asked for...
We will, once we're done. Continue. The Truchessa arranged a meeting with Korak. What did she want from him?
A truce. She offered him the city. If he would promise not to harm anyone. She had this stone, you know, this sigil stone that protects us Keepers from the Highlands. Korak, he agreed. But once the gates were open, he killed everyone. Yes, the Truchessa, who just, even though she kept her end of the bargain. Then they swarmed into the city and... Oh, my Malphas, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Take her to the Corarian.
Wait. You have to forgive me. I mean, we only wanted the best. You have to believe me. Please don't let me die as a pathless. Please.
I forgive you. Now go.
Yes. Yes, of course, Grandmaster.
What are your orders, Grandmaster? We aren't many, but if we use cunning, we might be able to drive them back out of...
We will not. We are no more than 6 up here, and the Naramis are thousands. And both our black powder and our boiling oil are in the barracks.
Then it's over. We've lost.
What? No! Nothing is over! They can't be that far into the city yet. We only have to drive them out of the gates and then...
And how exactly are you planning to do that? By loading the cannons with sugar mint and shooting balls of herbs at the Naramis? Great idea, really.
You sodding!
Quiet! Narajil and Sharim are right, Commander. Ark is lost. But our war against the High Ones isn't. The beacon still stands, and it will continue to do so as long as we hold the temple. We've lost the battle, yes, but not the war. All we need is the Numenors, and then the beacon will be lit.
And what then? I don't think Korek will withdraw once we've destroyed his vision of this ascent.
Correct, he won't. Which is why we will surrender.
What?
It is the only way. As I said to the Chichesa before, this war is about more than just us. If we choose to give up now, or if we choose to fight and die down there, Korek will destroy the beacon either way and let the cleansing happen. We will prevent that at all costs. Which is why we will find the Numenors, light the beacon, and then surrender.
But Korek will kill us all.
Yes, he will. We will die, but there is no alternative. Korek isn't man enough to participate in the battle himself. So even if he were to break out and fight, all we would do is kill his delusional soldiers. And their deaths would be as pointless as this entire war. Once the High Ones are vanquished, we've done our duty. That's it.
But no! We are warriors, and true warriors fight! You've said that!
True warriors ask questions. Like the question, when does a battle for ideals become nothing more than a battle for vanity? Those soldiers down there, Commander, they are nothing more than butchers. But we are more than that. But I will not stop you. As soon as the beacon is lit, you're free to flee. But for now, you will hold this place at all costs while we search for the Numenors. Archmagister, do you have the word of the dead?
I do, yes. How do you plan to get into the Undercity from here? The entire city is swarming with Korex's soldiers.
Leave that to me. Commander Aaron, gather the remaining keepers and arcanists. I will address them. You all know what has happened. We were betrayed by our own brothers and sisters. As we speak, people are dying, slaughtered by the Naramis, who think we are their enemy. And I know what you're feeling right now. Anger. Anger aimed at those in our ranks who did this to us. But you're wrong. Despite their deed, they wanted to protect us, to fulfill their holy duty. And the same applies to Korek and his soldiers. Yes, they are deluded. Yes, they have committed crimes past redemption, but they, too, only did what they thought was right. If there is someone to blame in all this, it's the High Ones, and no one else. They, brothers and sisters, they are the ones responsible. They have no mind, no compassion, no soul, and their only reason for existing is to destroy. They are cowards who act out of the shadows and play us against each other like puppets on strings. And right now, they think they have won. They think they can defeat us. But they will fail, because we are still here. We have the beacon, the only thing capable of stopping all this madness, and that is exactly what we're going to do. After that, you're free to go. Flee, fight, do whatever you think is best. I myself will surrender, because every drop of blood spilled after we have done our duty and destroyed the High Ones is useless. And even if the Neramis kill me, my death will be a sign. A sign that people like Korn will never understand. Hatred breeds hatred. This is what history has taught us, and this is what makes the High Ones strong. Stand by me when the time comes, or go. But until then, fight.
Same shit, different smell.
Thou art my light. I'll glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will unpack with my sword.
It's just madness, all of it.
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking.
And there she goes. 4,000 years this city has stood. And now she is aflame. It is a tragedy. There is another way. I suppose you already know that the Order was never proud of the fact that something like the Undercity exists. And due to your dealings with the Relata, you also know that we, the Order, had an informal agreement with them. They rule the underground and we rule the surface. In reality, however, this is only half the truth. We never handed over the reins entirely. There is a Plan B in case things get out of control and the Undercity's inhabitants revolt, like they did once during the Blood Moon riots. Probably. I will make it short. There's a set of tunnels throughout the King's Mountain on which this temple was built, and they lead all the way down into the Undercity. They were built to release poison gas into the entire cave system. It would have been an option. With the gates to the surface barred, no one would have survived. Down and back up again, yes. The Nerimes do not know about these tunnels, and when they find out, it will be too late. We descend, we find the Numenors in the City of Floods, and we light the beacon. After that, you know what I will do. There is a way into the tunnels through the dungeons of this temple. Meet me and Skyrim there once you're ready to depart. And bring Keeper Sakaresh with you. Prepare yourself. We will meet in the dungeon. You know that the Order was never proud of the fact that something like the Undercity exists. Probably. I will make it short. There's a set of tunnels throughout the King's Mountain on which this temple will... Prepare yourself. We will meet in the dungeon.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Huh? What do you want?
I can't believe Sigil Berabatar betrayed us, not him.
How long do you think the barriers will hold?
No, a little farther to the
They
right.
are the same as the Rockets.
We will do what we can.
Nothing will get through there that we don't
Who
want.
knows what the Nerimes will come up with to get inside.
Man, this just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Saira. No, and so unnecessary. Rampaging through the streets, slaughtering innocents, yet they still think they're doing the right thing. Sad, isn't it? Anyway, no point in worrying about it now, I guess. What did he say? How is he planning to get us down into the Undercity? So a system designed for genocide turns out to be our path to salvation. If fate has anything, it is a sense of humor. Anyway, there is one thing I wanted to ask you before we set out. If things happen as Aranthiel thinks they will you surrender to Quarak? I can relate to that. I'll go meet up with Skyrim and the Grandmaster. I'll see you there.
Malphas's blessings. Well, that's just how he is. Always talking.
What? You, where's your flesh? Don't have any flesh. Monster!
Poison gas tunnels. If there's one thing the Holy Order has always been, it's creative. My respect for that, Arinthio.
They're here. One moment.
Interesting. If I may ask, Grandmaster, how does that work?
It's a sigil, and it can only be opened by one bearing the Grandmaster's sword. Follow me. In case you were wondering, those 3 water gates up there contain the Starling machinery which releases the poison gas. As long as we do not open them, we can pass safely through the tunnels.
So, this tunnel system, how many exit points does it have? I assume that a single exit into the Undercity wouldn't have sufficed to poison it all by itself, would it?
No. There are a total of 8 exits, and we will be using the one that leads into the Crow District. According to Maragil, we should be able to find a suitable entrance point into the old depths from there. better than we do.
Who still doubted the divinity of the Lightborn after their revelation were smitten apart. The smell of smoke and embers. Smoke and embers for the infidels. It doesn't sound too peaceful to me. Wouldn't you agree?
Let it go, Friar. They've already passed judgment.
Wise words, old man.
Yes?
This is the place. Skyrim.
Yes, take cover.
Impressive.
Entropy.
Lead the way, prophetess. You know what we are looking for.
Saira, you look pale. It was the echo again, wasn't it? Stronger.
That might be because we're getting closer to where the last cleansing happened. If we just follow the visions, might lead us directly to the temple, and thus to their version of the beacon.
The High Ones. They're trying. You will not stop us! Never! You will not stop us! Never! You will not stop us! Never!
The city of 1,000 floods. By the name of the sun. It's so beautiful.
And dangerous. Come, we need to get down there.
He has betrayed us! Jakal opened the gates and now they're killing everyone!
The temple! Retreat to the temple!
You had a choice, and you've chosen ignorance. Now pay the price.
What did you see? What?
In other words, all that we've done so far is almost identical to how things went with the Pyreans. We are still part of the pack.
But does that mean everything we have achieved hasn't made any difference at all? That we found the Black Stones, the ancient starlings.
All that the Prophet has seen is that someone betrayed the Pyreans too, and that this jackal was deluded as this fool Koarek. We knew that already. We are the first to be so close to lighting the beacon. I can feel it.
these corpses? How can they still be here? They should have decayed long ago.
Good question. It looks like magic to me. Look at how gray their skin is. Like ashes.
Cleansing. It must have done this to them. What we see here, it must have been their final moments before the High Ones devoured them.
I fear you're right. They must have tried to get into the temple, into safety. In vain. This is tragic.
Yes, very tragic. Are you done?
Of course.
Impressive.
I suppose we have company.
You are impressive, you know that? Everything around you is falling apart, yet you refuse to give up. Tell us, Saranthia, what makes you keep going?
Are you trying to manipulate me? If so, save your breath and fight instead.
Oh my, so grim. How nice it would be if everything could just be killed, wouldn't it? Even the past. Tell us, do your companions know the truth about you? All of it?
Let's go. This is pointless.
Pointless? You wound us. All we want is to help them understand. Just look at them. How clueless they are.
Are you deaf? Shut up. Your games don't work on me.
You'll take that as a no.
But there has to be a way.
Not here in Inodan, too. We could hide the pregnancy, but a living child? A lightborn and a mortal. It's blasphemy. As ridiculous as that may sound coming from my mouth. You could flee with him, you know. Take him somewhere where no one will find you.
What? Erlander, that... No. They would recognize us for who we are.
Not if we took precautions. But even if they did, no one would dare oppose a Lightborn. No one. Teal, please, don't let him grow up without a father. He will be special. I can feel it. And he will need you.
What is this? But... No, I can't. The Council, Erlander. You know what they said about me. They want to do it.
You mean the exaltation? I can't believe you just said that. This is about a child, Teal. Our child.
Yes, our child. Why don't you tell me another 1,000 times? I have obligations here, damn it. And you should know that better than anyone else. You know how hard I've worked to get here, Erlander. And now you want me to give it all up? For this thing?
Teal, how? I just don't know what to say. Being a seraph, it's a title by the name of the sun. A title. How can that possibly be more important to you than... Oh, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
Of course you can't. You've never known what it means to have to fight for something. We will give him away to one of your servants. It is better that way, for him and for us.
What would have happened if you had been there for your son, I wonder? Would he have ever started to blame the gods for this deep hatred lurking inside him? You made your son into what he became, and all because a promotion was more important to you than your own flesh and blood. And that is why you will fail here, don't you see? Because failing is what you do. As a soldier, as a protector of the gods, and as a father. You are a butcher, a loser, not the glorious savior you want people to remember you as. Admit it already.
What are your orders, Grandmaster.
We will see about that. Sean, you and Keeper Sicarish cover our backs. You! Fight at my side. Sean. Quickly now, to the gate.
Garage. It's locked. What do we do?
We will break it open. Do you see the ballista up there? Keeper Sicarish, you... Wait. Do you feel that?
Yes, the heat. Grandmaster, wait.
By the name of the sun.
He's moving.
Yes. Yes, that is good. Stay with us. You were hit by a piece of debris, but we are safe, at least for the moment. Yes. You will not be able to get inside here. The building came down on top of her. There was nothing we could do. But you survived. That is what matters for now. Yes, and we will. But to do that, we need to find another way out of this place. So, no matter what else we do, we first have to go deeper into the temple. We finished this. That arrogant display of the High Ones was a bluff. They are afraid of us, and this puppet show out there was their last trump card. But they have failed. We're here, and we are close. All that matters now is that we summon the High One and take the Numinos from him. Then it is over. Thank the gods, your injuries are only superficial. Just try to keep up.